let me put in what I have to interject, and then we'll discuss it Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Tuesday. Basically, you're saying the increased cost of utilities. Obviously, you're not comparing apples and apples. What the cost is really, if we build a new middle school, it costs to operate it, it will have heating, it will have air conditioning. It will consist of 126,000 square feet, okay? You'll approximately have 40,000 more square feet in the DEC and MEC building. So there's 1/3 more building there. Your utility cost should only be 1/3 more because you have more. All right, with that being said, that's the way I feel about it. Increased transportation costs. How you go about doing this, you've got to take kids to the Carroll Middle School, or the elementary up there. All right, when you're cleaning up, kids that are going to the middle school, you're dropping them off at DEC and MEC accordingly. You're not gonna have what, in my opinion, trucking them all out to 136, let's face it. As you're picking up middle school, whether you're coming or going, depends on your time and how you split it and how you want to run them together. Okay, if you pick up multiple / whatever, the way one comes and goes up, it drops down through the north, brings them on the hill out accordingly. I think you can be a little more creative with that. There is a lot of opportunities. Mileage as far as taking kids from Carroll Township, because your Monongahela kids, your Door kids are already there. You're going to clean Carroll Township and New Eagle, bring them there, and let's face it, I think it's farther to Ringgold than it is to do that. That's there. I think there's some savings there if you do it right, because your 8th, 9th, or your 7th and 8th, and your 5th and 6th can ride the bus with your elementary kids. You wouldn't have a big problem with your high school kids. I know you don't like to mix them accordingly, but I still don't think you'd have a problem there. As far as maintenance position, why does it have to be a maintenance man that takes food services? Why can that not be a person that's hired off the street at a $9 hour?
These are all questions, I want to make sure they're getting them.
Okay, I understand.
And the reason is
And I
because
agree
that
with you,
maintenance position has
one
been
hour a
doing
day
that.
for moving, that is a cost of doing business. I agree with you there. Putting another thing on for,
Could you please, before you leave, write those questions down and give them to her, we'll get
Well,
answers.
He can email.
yeah, I
So
said,
email her,
but,
get those questions. I
but
want
those are some
questions.
of the inputs, the way that I see, happening. We're gonna, and you need to compare this to the new school, because that's what we're really talking about. You're gonna have a new school up there. It will be located at the high school. I'm taking it as we speak now. That's not saying, but anyway, we're discussing putting a new middle school at the Ringgold campus versus the renovations. So they're both gonna have air conditioning, they're both gonna have heat, they're both gonna have up-to-date new renovations, new everything. So that should almost be a wash, other than the fact that you got 40,000 more square feet of surface. As far as you're talking about transporting kids to athletic facilities, we now have 2 more gyms. We have 2 athletic fields. We have the Denora Athletic Field that is a full-size football field. We have MEC that has a substantial practice field for any of our classes or whatever. So that's blowed out of the water.
Well, the pros and cons we want to talk about.
But what I'm saying is, these are some things, gee whiz, people, look at it. Every person that is going to go to the Ringgold campus has to come by motorized vehicle. There is no walkers, because my parents, that'd be about the only ones there, they don't have any kids. So with that being said, there's no walkers. With Denora and Monongahela, you have walkers, plus you have public transportation that can transport these people back and forth close to 30 some times a day from 4 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. There's buses running back and forth. Now, it doesn't run by the school, but you're within 2 to 3 blocks of making this happen. So there is opportunities for parents to come, walk to the schools and do accordingly if they do not have any other transportation. There is nothing at Ringgold that can get you there and do that. These are some of the things we need to look at. These are community schools. Ringgold is a community, and they need these community schools, in my opinion. I'm only one vote, but this is what I'm trying to get at. There's a lot of opportunities that we're not looking at. Sometimes it's not about the money, it's about the end results.
Greg, you're good. All right, you're going to email her those questions. Hey, Randy,